Hello, my friends. Welcome to video number 2 in our 10 video playlist series talking about the mistakes and things that I would avoid when starting a raw diet, whether you're going all raw, high raw, or just adding more raw to your diet. These are things that I wish I knew when I first started and things that I've observed with people who are struggling to make healthier choices. So today we're going to be talking about eating too high fat and ignoring the omega-3 to 6 balance. So let's chat about that in this video. Welcome back to video number 2. Before we begin, as always, we've got the plant-based bundle. It is back and it's awesome. It's only here for 10 days. $4,000, more than $4,000 worth of plant-based ebooks, including 5 of my ebooks and Nate's Microgreens course for $50. That's it. The link is in the description box below if you want to go check it out and see what's in there this time. The plant-based bundle is amazing because there's so many people who come together to provide you with some amazing resources to go vegan, add more plant-based meals to your life, and just get healthier. So go check it out. It's only here for 9 more days. And the link is in the description box below. You're getting 5 of my ebooks. You're getting the soup book, the holiday menu plan, which is kind of like a step-by-step way on how to make a meal for holidays. You're getting the taco ebook. You're getting party food, so you can make all kinds of fun party things for yourself or for your guests. And Let It Snow, helping you to transition over to more raw food in the winter. So you're getting all of those, plus Nate's Microgreens course, where you can learn to grow your own microgreens in your house. That is everything, all the stuff. There's even more in there from other people. There's over $4,000 worth of stuff for $50. So go check it out. The link is in the description box below. So today we're going to talk about the mistake of eating too high fat and not paying attention to the omega-3 to 6 ratio in your diet. These are 2 mistakes that I notice when I first started, as well as with people who are struggling. They're eating way too high fat and they're not paying attention to their omega-3 to 6 ratio. So when you're eating too high fat and you're still eating oils or animal products, this can cause insulin resistance. The more fat you eat, the more insulin resistance you have. This has been scientifically studied for over 100 years, so it's common knowledge that the more fat you eat, the more insulin resistant you can become. And this is even worse with animal products and oils. So getting rid of the animal products and the oils is a great first start. Definitely get those out of your life, and then slowly lower the amount of whole fats that you're eating. Now the thing is, something that was really interesting that I learned in the school that we're taking with Dr. Rick and Karen Dina, called Raw Food Education, for anyone who's interested. It's www.rawfoodeducation.com. It's a 1-year program teaching you all kinds of amazing stuff. And one of the things that I learned in that class is that protein, or amino acids actually, need insulin to get them into your cells the same kind of way that sugar does. So we need insulin to absorb amino acids similarly to absorbing sugar. So insulin is secreted whether you eat a high carb or a high protein diet. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get insulin because insulin is the one that gets those into the cells. And I didn't know this. That's why I like to go to school and continue to learn, because we learn so many cool new things. And another thing that I learned that I'm just going to throw in here kind of as a side note, there was a new study that was just released from a university in Tennessee showing that when they study the sugar that is used in cancer cells, because a lot of people say that sugar causes cancer or feeds cancer and we should lower our sugar intake and increase our fat intake. When they do the studies, what they're seeing is that when it lights up on the screen, when they're doing it to see where the sugar is actually in your immune cells that are in the tumor. It's not the tumor cells that are eating the sugar. The tumor cells, one of the highest things in the tumor cells is L-glutamine, which is an amino acid found a lot in animal products. So we can get rid of those, lower glutamine intake, but the sugar isn't feeding the cancer cells, it is feeding the immune cells that are right in the middle of the tumor. So that's why the tumor lights up. I just thought I'd throw that in there. It was something that I saw from crispy cancer. Definitely a really cool new study that was released. So now we know that sugar does not feed cancer. So it's okay to eat sugar in its whole form coming from fruits and vegetables. Not talking about table sugar, we're not talking about candies and chocolate bars. We all know that that's not ideal for us, obviously, but people are too scared of fruit, so they're eating a lot more fat. Plus, fat's delicious. Don't get me wrong, fat is really good, but we need to eat an appropriate amount. It's not about restriction or limiting or anything like that. It's about eating an appropriate amount, just what our bodies need, which tends to be around the 10 to 15% total calories mark. So I wanted to talk about that too, because when I coach a lot of people, a big mistake that I see is people are under eating. You can watch the first video in the playlist series to learn more about eating enough. But if they're under eating, then 10% is a lot smaller than if they're eating enough. And we'll use an example of somebody eating a 1,200 calorie a day diet. If they're eating only 1,200 calories, 10% from fats, it's about 13 or so, 13 grams of fat a day. That's not a lot, especially if you're eating like a whole avocado or you're adding oils or what have you. It's really easy to get 13 grams of fat. That's not a lot. But if you're eating 2,400 calories a day, 10% of that is 240. So you can double that. It's like 26, 27 grams of fat. That is a healthy amount of fat. But you have to eat enough calories from fruits and vegetables and sprouts and other things to keep the fat percentage at 10%. So again, it's not per meal and it's not something to get really too concerned about. Like, I know if you're gonna be like 11% or 9% or 14% or what have you, don't get too worked up on the exacts, but just keep it low fat. And I personally like to keep my fats with my dinner. So I'll have them with my dinner salad, and I stick to lower fat for lunch and no fat for breakfast because I just do fruits for breakfast. So it's really easy to keep the 10% fats and just eat them appropriately. We don't need to eat 1 cup of cashews. We can make a cup of cashew cream or a dressing or something and then split it in half. We can have half the first day, half the next day, or what have you, just to keep the fat percentage down. The second thing that I notice that people do wrong is to not pay attention to their 3-to-6 ratio. The average person is eating way too many omega-6s because they're easily found in oils and nuts and stuff like that. So it's really easy to eat omega-6s. And don't get me wrong, we need omega-6. We just don't need the amount that we're eating. It's just excessive, and it's actually taking the enzymes that we need to convert omega-3 into EPA and DHA, which are essential. Those enzymes are converting omega-6 into DGLA and AA, arachidonic acid. So we don't want to use all of the enzymes on all the omega-6s we're eating. We want to have a good balance, and a good balance of omega-3 to 6 is 1-to-1 or 1-to-4, or 4 6s to 1 3 to 1-to-1. That's ideal for the human body. That doesn't stress the enzymes that convert omega-3. When you lower your omega-6 and you increase your omega-3, you have a better chance of converting your own EPA and DHA, which are things that people say are lacking in a vegan diet. They're actually lacking in a lot of diets, and not just vegans. Same with B12, but that's a video for another day. But we really need to focus on our omega-3s, increasing our omega-3s. And the top 2 things that are high in omega-3 is chia and flax. So I think that chia and flax are really beneficial to include in our day, every day. And the third thing that is really high in omega-3 is lettuce and greens. The romaine lettuce has a lot of omega-3. You have to eat a lot of it though, like 2 to 3 heads a day is ideal. But also remember to have variety. There is a lot of omega-3s in greens, a variety of different greens. And berries, blackberries actually have omega-3 in them as well. So if you are eating a wide range of raw plant foods, you're probably getting a good amount of omega-3 from that. But to boost it up by adding like a tablespoon of ground chia or ground flax to your lunch dressing is where I like to put it, or add it to your dinner, and then lower the amount of omega-6 stuff that you're eating, like tahini and cashews and almonds and avocados and oils. Get the oils out, obviously, but lower your omega-6s, increase your omega-3s, and keep your fat at an appropriate amount. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notifications for more. You can click the bell and you'll get those whenever I post a new video. And before we close out, don't forget to grab the plant-based bundle, over $4,000 worth of plant-based ebooks to help you add more plant foods to your diet and increase your health for 50 bucks. It's only here for a limited amount of time. It ends on November 28th, so please go check it out. The link is in the description box below. I have 5 ebooks in that bundle, and Nate has his Microgreens course in there, so the value is incredible. Only 50 bucks. You get everything in there. I think there's over 100 ebooks in there, so you're getting an amazing deal. They're like 50 cents each. So please go check it out. The link is in the description box below, and we will be back tomorrow for video number 3 in our playlist series. So hope to see you then, and until then, fruit on.